NBA news was the firing of Brooklyn Nets coach Kenny Atkinson. It surprised many as the Nets are on track for their second straight playoff berth without new stars Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. But there is talk that those two stars, despite not playing, may have influenced this decision to let him go. Veteran DeAndre Jordan offered his take on that.
Yeah, I'm close to Kyrie, but, Wilson's a new player. Garrett Temple's a new player, so we're all new players. So if you go say new players, put it on all 8 of the new players.
Okay, so then there's been some.
But I think whatever you're saying and whatever the reports are bull. So.
Our NBA insider Brian Windhorst is back now with more on what's happening in Brooklyn. And Brian, the Nets have not one but 2 superstars sitting on that bench. So how will they influence who Brooklyn hires, Kevin Durant and Kyrie?
Sage, every conversation I've had with executives over the last 2 days has included a different name for who the Nets may consider. And a lot of people are tying Kyrie Irving to this decision. And I'm not so sure that that's going to 100% be true. In conversations that I've had, I think if the Nets have to choose one player over the other to who they may favor, it may be Kevin Durant. Durant is the guy who's been more stable with coaches in the past, and frankly is the higher value player. Now, since Durant and Kyrie are so close, there's a good chance that they will be on the same page, and there's a good chance they will just have a voice. But don't just assume that a coach is a leading candidate because of a relationship to Kyrie Irving. That's one of the things that's come out over the last few years I think is believable.
Absolutely. Drama continuing to follow both of these 2 young men. In the meantime, another team in turmoil is the Houston Rockets. Remember, they'd won 6 straight after the All-Star break, and that small ball lineup was being praised. Now they've lost 4 in a row. What are the biggest concerns about that in Houston, Brian?
Well, they just have a big issue with their defense, Sage. No one doubts that their offense is going to work, but defensively, the way they have to play and the way they have to rebound is kind of like a knuckleball pitcher. Some nights it looks good and some nights it looks bad. At the end of the day, it is a junk style of defense. It's a system that hasn't shown that it can prove itself over a long period of time. The Rockets believe that it does. They think that they are ahead of the curve and they are going to beat the league on this. But as you've watched this play over the last couple of weeks, their rebounding and defense has gotten weaker and weaker as teams learn to exploit them. That's the next challenge if they're going to keep this up.
Yeah, their 4-game losing streak matches a season high, and they've dropped to 6th right now in the Western Conference standings. That's Brian Windhorst with the latest from the NBA.
Is it possible that we're seeing a more intense side of LeBron, who's taking his game up a gear to get ready for the playoffs, which start April 18th?
Yeah, is there another level for LeBron? I don't know if he has another level. I just think he is who he is. I thought today he did a great job of just being himself and willing those guys to win.
And NBA insider Brian Windhorst with us now on SportsCenter. Brian, Giannis out for a couple games, so how can LeBron take advantage of that and make his case for MVP?
Well, Sage, don't look now, but the red-hot Lakers are now only 2 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks for the best record in the NBA. And look, Giannis has a compelling statistical argument to win this award. And if the vote was taken today, I think he would win the award. But as LeBron rallies the Lakers to this strong second-half push, if they were able to overtake the Bucks, I think it would dramatically help his case. And by the way, this isn't just for MVP. That potentially could sway home court in the finals, and that's why winning that game was so big. It gave them an opportunity to also go after him in a tiebreaker. So not only LeBron's performance on the court, but the team performance in the standings.
Yeah, so again, taking down Giannis and the Bucks this weekend and Kawhi and the Clippers after being 0-3 combined against them this season. Brian, it seems like they're hitting their stride at the perfect time. How would you describe their mentality right now?
Well, as you mentioned, Sage, they just kind of needed to get those wins. They'd been piling up wins on the road, especially, but against some weaker teams. And they had a big win against the Nuggets before the break, a big win against the Bucks right after the break, against the Celtics right after the break, and then that great weekend. And they just needed this taste of victory, especially over the Clippers, who haven't just beaten them on the court, but beaten them in several transactions dated last summer. Now I think their confidence against those teams is very high. And that could have been a preview of the West Finals and the Finals over the weekend. The Lakers passed with flying colors.
I think a lot of people would be just fine if that's how it played out. Brian, thank you. Don't go far. We're going to have you come back to talk about how sustainable the Rockets' small ball lineup really is.
Regular season. James fouled, counted, and one. Leonard, Paul George goes to the lane and bats it home as Leonard goes inside and throws it down.
This is a playoff environment. I love the intensity.
Davis, a three-pointer. It's good. Drives, hop step in the paint to Davis for the slam. James drives, layup, count it, and the foul. LeBron James putting on the finishing touches.
It's yours. You deserve it, my friend.
The Lakers win the Battle of LA yesterday. We go by the numbers, who now improved to 42-0 when they're leading after 3 quarters. That is the 5th longest streak to begin a season in NBA history. Lakers also 24-0 this season when they allow fewer than 105 points. That's the most wins without a loss by any team in the NBA this season. And the Lakers' opponents over the last 2 games, 96 combined wins. And according to Elias, that is the most by any team's opposition over a 2-game win streak since the 1980 Suns, as we bring in our NBA champion, Kendrick Perkins. Part of why and what they did this weekend is why JaVale McGee said, Perk, and I know you know this, that the Lake Show is the best team in the world right now. Do you agree with that assessment?
I do agree with JaVale. Listen, when you look at this Lakers team right now, they're winners of 10 out of the last 11. And right now, they have the best duo in the league in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And right now, both of these guys are playing at an MVP level. And when you look at the role players right now for the Lakers, the Avery Bradleys, the Kyle Kuzmas, the Caldwell Popes, the McGee, the Dwight Howards, these guys are being stars in their role. And right now, the Lakers are playing inspiring basketball. They're moving the ball. They're hitting their peak at the right time. And right now, I do agree with JaVale McGee that they are the best team in basketball right now.
And for those at home that like to read the tea leaves, the last time that the Lakers beat 2 of the NBA's top 4 teams in consecutive games was in February of '09, and that year they ended up winning the title. Now, Perk, LeBron would be a shoo-in for his 5th MVP if not for the young buck. So who's your fave to win and why, LeBron or Giannis?
And look, no disrespect to Giannis. Giannis is doing some great things down there in Milwaukee. But if you look at LeBron James, 17 years in, 35 years old, and he's having one of the best seasons of his NBA career. LeBron James, in the 17 seasons, has never averaged a double-double. And right now, he's averaging 25 points, 10 assists, and almost close to 8 rebounds a game. These are MVP numbers. He's at the top of the West in a tough Western Conference, and he's leading the Lakers right now. And to me, he's my favorite for us to win the MVP.
You mentioned a stat line, LeBron. Only 5 players have ever averaged 25 points and 10 assists over a full season. That's what he's currently doing right now. Let's talk about the Rockets, though. They're on a 4-game skid. They lose to the Knicks, the Hornets, and they get routed by the Magic, with James Harden saying that he has no clue why things are going so wrong. Answer that for him, K-Perk. Why are things going so wrong?
Are you serious, James? The things that's going wrong is you, my brother. And look, James, I love you to death, but this Rocket small ball is built for Russell Westbrook and James Harden to be stars. And when they was doing well, those guys were being stars. And right now, James Harden hasn't been playing up to the MVP level that we know James Harden to do. And in order for this to work, Russell Westbrook and James Harden are going to have to be those guys that come in night in and night out and at least get 30 points a night. Yeah. And James haven't been doing that.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get that done when you're shooting 19% from three-point range,
right.
Which is what James Harden is currently doing. I do have to say this very quickly as we say thank you, K-Perk, and let you go. I have also had lockets with family members on them, but mine were like $7 and came from Claire's. I imagine that is a very expensive locket around your neck.
Yeah, hey, look. Hey, I like to keep my family real close to me, though.
I love it. And just give them a little frosting around the picture as well. Kendrick,
a little ice.
A little ice, just a little dab. Kendrick Perkins joining us here. Talk a little NBA action. Thanks, Kate. Is coming.
I used to love playing that game, What If.
Me too.
All right, the Battle for LA Part 3. Staples Center roommates Kawhi, LeBron. Clippers 2-0 against the Lakers this season. Kawhi guarding LeBron early. He takes it baseline through the middle. Lakers down 3 after the made foul shot, bucket, and foul. Ensuing possession, Kawhi's turn with LeBron guarding him. Short. We see LeBron, he peeked into the backfield there. Wrong time. Clippers up 4 at the half. Fourth quarter now, under 3 to play. 7-point lead for the Lakers. Good look there to Anthony Davis. LeBron had 9 assists. Davis had a team high 30 points, added 8 rebounds. Lakers lead by 9. Less than a minute left. Lakers up 9. LeBron